Hello and welcome back to Full Count, where I've been ranking the teams from 30 to 1. Jesus. This episode is all about the San Francisco Giants, who I'm probably a little higher on than most. Um, but yeah, we'll kind of get into the lineup here and then get into the rotation, talk a little bit about the pen, and then we will discuss the over under on wins. Um, if you're new here and you like the stuff, subscribe. There's a code down there for SeatGeek if you want to use that as well. But yeah, this is Full Count and this is what we do. So, ranking the teams, number 14, San Francisco Giants. Let's get into it. The leadoff hitter is going to be second baseman Luis Arias. He led the entire National League in hits last year. That's just what he does. Luis Arias is a hit machine. He doesn't hit for power except for when he's in the WBC, I guess. But his career batting average is 317. He's received MVP votes 3 times in his career. He's just awesome. He's such an elite contact hitter. He's in the 100th percentile in strikeout percentage, whiff percentage, and squared up percentage, which are all obviously awesome. But like I said earlier, he has no pop, and that's fine. He's going to get his hits, and he's going to start the offense off in the right direction every game. He's going to be a pretty awful fielder at second base. That's one thing he does not do well at all. He's also not a good runner. He's really just a one-tool player, and that one tool is hitting, and that's the hardest tool to have, and he's elite at it. So, love Luis Arias starting this lineup off. It's just kind of a guy that's going to set the tone, not going to strike out, so I love it. Then in the two-hole, you got first baseman Rafael Devers. This guy just murders the baseball. He's an awesome hitter. People might say that he's a team cancer or whatever, but I really don't buy into that. Seems like he's happy in San Francisco and he's ready to win there. He's such a fantastic hitter. He's gotten MVP votes 5 separate seasons. He's obviously incredibly valuable because he's going to hit. He's going to hit 30 homers, 30 doubles. You can basically pencil that in already. The guy's a monster. He does have some swing and miss. He does whiff the ball a lot, but he takes his walks and he mashes baseballs, and that's just the player that he is. He's incredibly valuable. I love Rafi in the two-hole for the Giants. And then in the three-hole, shortstop Willy Adames. Willie's going to hit some homers. That's what he's done the last 2 years. He hit 30 homers the last 2 seasons. Last year, he became the first Giant to hit 30 homers in a long time. He's a really good defender at short. He's a guy who takes his walks, barrels the ball up. He is going to swing and miss a lot, and he's going to hit for a high average. He's not going to hit for a high average by any means. Last season, Willie hit 225 with a 318 on base and a 421 slug for an OPS of 740. He hit 30 homers and 22 doubles. It was a down year from the monster season that he put together in 2024, where he finished 10th in MVP voting. So, I don't know. He's always going to be valuable because he's a great defender, and it helps that he can slug too. So, I do like Willy Adames in this lineup. He's a dog. Maybe not a three-hole guy, but that's where he lands in this lineup, and that's fine. And then in the four-hole, you got third baseman Matt Chapman. Matt is also awesome. He received MVP votes 4 separate times. He's a 5-time Gold Glover. He's hit 200 plus career homers, like he's established. We know that. It feels like he's a guy who always gets off to a slow start, then turns it up a notch in the second half. Last year he hit 231, which isn't great, with a 340 on base and a 430 slug for an OPS of 770, which I would say is a down year for him for sure. He hit 21 homers and 23 doubles in 128 games. The year before, he was a 7.1 WAR guy, which is awesome. So I wouldn't really say he's fully declining yet. Wouldn't give up on him. I think he still has some good years left in him. He walks a ton, which is always valuable. He doesn't chase pitches, and he has elite bat speed, so he's fun. Matt Chapman is fun. Like him in the four-hole here for the Giants, especially with the upside he has. But yeah, and then the five-hole, you got right fielder Jung-Hoo Lee. We saw 150 games from him last year, and he was solid. Nothing special. He's an elite contact guy for sure. Ranks in the 95th percentile in strikeout percentage and whiff percentage. 96th percentile in squared up percentage, so he's elite when it comes to that. He had 31 doubles and 12 triples, which is kind of fun. He had 8 homers as well. He had 266 with a 327 on base and a 407 slug for an OPS of 735. I do think the batting average will be many ticks up this season from last. I'm thinking more 280 range. He's got a good arm in the outfield, but he's not all that fast. So they brought in Harrison Bader to play center field, which will definitely help the outfield definitely help the outfield defense at least because he definitely wasn't that impressive in center field. So I like him moving to right and bringing in Harrison Bader, who we'll get to here in a little bit. So yeah, and then left field, part of this outfield that I think really improved. But Heliot Ramos will be playing left field. This is another guy that I like in this lineup in terms of kind of a depth piece. He had 21 homers and 24 doubles last season, which Matt Chapman, who I just kind of didn't praise, but he did very similar things last year. So I don't know. He's a dog. He had 256 with a 328 on base and a 400 slug for an OPS of 728. He hits the ball hard. He has a really fast bat speed. He ranked 87th percentile in average exit velo last season, so it's not just the bat speed. He actually is hitting the ball. So he hits the ball hard. He's as bad as it gets in the outfield defensively. Just a terrible defender in left. But I think he can improve in the walks category and the contact category to really level up his game. He just swings and misses a lot. He's definitely not patient at the plate. Still a valuable player as is, though. So like I said, I really like this piece for the Giants. He's a good player because he can hit, and it's simple as that. He's just 26 years old, so he has some time. But yeah, love him in the 6 hole here. And then in the 7 spot, you got center fielder Harrison Bader. This guy was awesome in Philly last season. The overall season was great. It was great, though. He had 277 with a 347 on base and a 449 slug for an OPS of 796. Harrison Bader. 796. He had 17 homers and 24 doubles. Best year of his career last season in his age 30 season. He's a great defender out there in center field as well. If he has the same production at the plate last year, this lineup looks unreal. Like, very deep. All Giants fans are definitely hoping for him to be the player he was last season and not the player that he's been before that in his career. I love Harrison Bader, though. I'm excited to see if he just found something with his bat because if so, he's a top 10 center fielder in my eyes. Love this pickup for the Giants. I thought it was a really good move, especially after the year he just had. So love that they're trying to go get it. Then in the 8 hole, Bryce Eldridge be DHing. This guy has some unreal power. He's got a plus arm. He's not very fast. The big thing is the power and just the bat in general. It's supposed to be awesome. Last year in AAA, he hit 18 homers in 66 games. I don't think he'll hit for average at all. I believe there's a ton of swing and miss in his game. I think he's a prospect that worries me a lot, but there's definitely no doubting that he has power. Bryce is someone I'm excited about, but I have no idea what to expect out of him. But the power's real. The power's legit. You can definitely expect that. And then in the 9 spot, you got catcher Patrick Bailey. This guy is only here for defensive reasons, and he's awesome in that department. He ranked 100th percentile in framing, 99th in pop time, and 97th in throwing runners out. He's just basically the definition of elite behind the dish. In terms of what he brings at the plate, though, it's not a whole lot. Last season, he hit 222 with a god-awful 277 on base and a 325 slug for an OPS of 602. Not great. It might be the worst bat in the entire league, but you take the incredible defense for the near free out every single day of the week if you're the Giants because he's that elite behind the plate. And that kind of wraps up the lineup. A couple guys I like on the bench, Luis Matos and Daniel Suzak. Not going to touch too much onto them, but just kind of like them. I forget the other 2 names in their bench, but they're not fun. So that's kind of the batting order. That's the lineup. And yeah, let's get into starting pitching because this is where the real money will be made here for the Giants. Starting with the 1 spot, Logan Webb. This guy is a workhorse, and he's also nasty. Everyone knows the story with Logan Webb. He's unreal. He led the league in innings the last 3 years with an ERA under 3.5 in all of those seasons. He's finished Cy Young 2, 4, 6, and 11 in the last 4 years. You know what you're getting, and it's fantastic stuff. He's such a dog. He ranked in 98th percentile in off-speed run value, and his fastball runs for miles. So the arsenal is just disgusting. He was 91st percentile in walk percentage, so he doesn't walk guys either. He keeps the ball on the ground as well. He's quite literally everything that I love in a pitcher. You guys know I love groundouts. Um, but yeah, he's in a world today where pitchers just don't get stretched out. Logan Webb pitches his innings. He gets the innings, and I love that. He's so valuable. Yeah, I mean, I can't say it anymore. I love him. I love Logan Webb. He's a dog. And in the two spot, Robbie Ray. Robbie's going into his 13th year in the bigs, and he's still a dog. He threw 182 innings last year with a 3.65 ERA. He's still out here producing, and that's awesome for San Francisco. He won a Cy Young back in 2021. He was an All-Star last year. He's just a dog still. He gets a lot of whiffs and strikeouts with a below-average fastball in terms of velocity, but the fastball plays so nasty. He was 91st percentile in fastball run value. He lives off the slider as well. He gets a ton of punches with that slide. Last year, people hit 206 against his slider. Pretty disgusting. So I love Robbie, and I fully expect for him to be an above-average starter next year, which is a good guy to count on in your two spot. Then in the three spot, we go Tyler Mahle, or Malley. I think it's Malley. But anyways, he only started 18 ball games last year because of some injuries. In the 86 innings that he threw, he was absolutely elite. He had a 2.18 ERA and ranked in the 87th percentile in overall just pitching run value. His off-speed stuff plays so well, and his fastball wasn't getting hit last year either. People hit 196 against his splitter last year. The thing looked absolutely nasty. The biggest thing with Tyler is going to be staying healthy. He hasn't pitched a lot of innings since really 2022. So I think he's going to be good this season for the Giants. I don't have much of a reasoning other than that I believe in kind of this defense and I believe in the stadium playing as a pitcher's park. I also think being around Logan Webb and Robbie Ray really helps anybody. So I think he'll be a really underrated addition when people look back on this offseason. So I like it. And he was, yeah, I think the Rangers are going to be missing out on him. Then in the fourth spot, you got Adrian Hauser. It was a pretty awesome season from Adrian Hauser last year. He was incredible with the White Sox. Then he got traded over to the Rangers during the season. He did struggle a bit there, but still wasn't bad. Overall, he threw 125 innings in 2025, and he had an ERA of 3.31, which any team would take. He's put together a really solid career over the years. This season will be his 10th year of service time in the MLB, so I don't know. This rotation has a lot of veterans. Experience is important, and I kind of love it for this team. Last season, he limited barrels. He got a lot of grounders, which is always big, and his fastball is really hard for guys to hit. I think he'll put together another good year in 2025. I think he needs to throw some more innings this year for the Giants, but I really like the addition, though. I think he'll bring value for sure. Don't see a world where he doesn't. Then in the five spot, rounding it out, Landon Roupp, or Raup, don't know how to pronounce it, but this is a guy who definitely doesn't have the experience that the other four have. That doesn't mean he's not good, though. Landon's a guy who has been very productive in his first two seasons in the bigs. He's combined for 157 innings, which is obviously low on the inning mark for two seasons, but he's been really good in those innings with an ERA of 3.73. He's a guy that I actually really like, given the fact that he's in the five spot in this rotation. So I'm going to say Landon's going to be good this year. I really like this rotation. It's nowhere near like the top in baseball, but it's definitely a great rotation. And yeah, and then Ryan Walker's looking like you're going to be the closer this year. He's got kind of he kind of like pitches like around you type of delivery, kind of steps across where he would throw. So I like him closing. He's a little funky. Now, you do have a lot of injuries with this team. Hayden Birdsong was a guy that I was super high on last year. Looks like there's definitely a chance he could miss the entire season, but we'll wait and see on him. Randy Rodriguez will be gone until 2027, so that really hurts as well. And then Jason Foley, who was a dog in Detroit, is expected to return in May or something in that area, so he'll definitely be a big addition to the bullpen. That guy's had a good career. So, God, we're getting to this over-under now, and I'm just staring at it, and it's kind of scaring me. They won, I think, 81 games the last 3 years in a row or something like that. And their over-under's 81.5. So, Jesus. I mean, I have written down over. But I just went through this team and I'm thinking, they're in the NL West. Lineup does worry me a bit. 81 is not a lot of wins, though. So I feel like they could easily eclipse that. But, ugh. Yeah, this is a tough one. But I'm going to stick with what I have written down. I'm going to trust my gut with the over. I think I do like this rotation, like I said. I don't think it's a top by any means. But I think it's top half of the league. I just don't think it's like a top 5 or top 10 even maybe. But and then the lineup I think is also top half, which should add up to more than 81 wins in my mind. That's how my mind works. So I think I'm just going to go over. And yeah, let's stay hot. I think I've hit every over under. I mean, you guys let me know if I'm wrong, but I think I'm on fire this year. Wow, this video was really short. But yeah, hey, not much to talk about with this team. You kind of know what you're getting, so maybe I didn't have to get too crazy here, but kind of a shorter one. But hey, Giants, kind of a boring team. 81 wins, I think, the last 3 years. I could be wrong. So that's kind of boring in of itself. You're a 500 ball club. I got you ranked at 14, so I expect a little bit of improvement here, especially. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I expect improvement, but they made some good signings. Full year of Rafi's really going to help. So, God, I don't know. I think it's fun. Luis Ariz, Harrison Bader added. So, San Francisco, I hope you have a fun year. I hope it's a good year. And I hope I'm right about that over. But, yeah, wait and stay tuned to see who we have at 13. Or who, I always say we. Wait and stay tuned to see who I have at 13 in the next ranking. These videos are going to come out fast because opening day is Wednesday. So, and your San Francisco Giants are playing. So these videos are going to be coming rapid fast. If you want to watch the next one, I'm sure it'll be out by the time you watch this. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned. And yeah, go Giants, baby. Peace.